Welcome to Manifest Anything You Can Imagine podcast, the podcast that empowers you to turn your dreams into reality using the law of attraction. I'm your host, Papi DiNuzzo, and together we'll dive into the mindset, strategies, and energy shifts you need to create the life you've always envisioned. Whether it's health, wealth, happiness, love, relationships, or spirituality. Inspired by my transformative book, Manifest Anything You Can Imagine, each episode brings you practical tools, inspiring stories, and bold insights to unlock your limitless potential. Get ready to manifest your greatness, and let's dive in.
Podcast disclosure. The following podcast is by DiNuzzo Private Wealth, Inc. DiNuzzo is for general informational purposes only. No portion of the podcast serves as the receipt of or as a substitute for personalized investment advice from DiNuzzo. Different types of investments involve varying degrees of risk, and it should not be assumed that future performance of any specific investment or investment strategy or any non-investment related or planning services, discussion, or content will be profitable, be suitable for your portfolio or individual situation, or prove successful. No portion of the podcast content should be construed by a client or prospective client as a guarantee that he or she will experience a certain level of results if DiNuzzo is engaged or continues to be engaged to provide investment advisory services. Namaste, this is Mikey, and I'd like to thank you for joining me today along with manifestation mindset coach Papi DiNuzzo on the Manifest Anything You Can Imagine podcast. If you're a successful entrepreneur looking to take your business, life, and impact to the next level, the Papi DiNuzzo Mindset Manifestation Mastermind may be the answer for you. This is where high-level strategy aligns with ancient wisdom within a room full of purpose meets profit entrepreneurs who are dedicated to elevating their mindset, their energy, their resolves, and their fellow brothers and sisters. If you're ready to manifest, grow, stretch, and really step into the next higher version of yourself, this mastermind was built for you. Also, I'd like to remind everybody about Papi's social media presence. It has really taken off since he started. It's just grown by leaps and bounds. So if you really are looking for a dose of some positive energy, I highly recommend that you follow him, share, and like him on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Namaste, Papi. Let's go to Papi now to set the table. Good morning.
Mikey, namaste. Namaste to you and Kim. Thank you so much, Mikey and Kim, for setting up such a great podcast for today. I'm very grateful, very thankful, very appreciative for both of you. And thank you, Mikey, for mentioning the mastermind. We're also working on in the very near future, a mastermind retreat, 5 days and 4 nights, and maybe 4 days and 3 nights. So if our listeners join our email list, you can go onto our website, papimindsetcoach.com, and place your name on the email list to stay in tune with everything that we're doing. Again, there's no cost and no obligation to stay in tune. So yeah, again, the mastermind that we're working on launching and mastermind retreat, again, 5 days and 4 nights or 4 days and 3 nights to really go deep on manifesting law of attraction and accessing this all knowledge and all power of all time that resides within you, this inner knowing, so that you can manifest anything you can imagine. I want to greet everyone today. Namaste. Namaste, my wonderful, beautiful fellow brothers and sisters. Namaste. The spirit in me greets the spirit in you. And I want to thank you so much for joining us on the greatest day of your life. Today is the greatest day of your life. It can be no other way. The entire universe is eternally grounded in the present. Hopefully you've been listening to our podcasts and our information, accessing it in one way, shape, or form. I give away my book for free. If you can't afford to purchase a book, go to papimindsetcoach.com. Just give us your name and email. We will send you out a free copy of my book. I say to read it and read it every day. To read at least one page every day. I make suggestions is all I do, my fellow brothers and sisters. My suggestion is that if you like the book, Think and Grow Rich, if you like Think and Grow Rich, that you'll love Papi. I'll let you be the decision maker on that. I'm here to shine universal light on you and deliver this message to you about the awe-inspiring power that you possess inside you, the inner knowing, to get you to awaken and remember the primary reason you came here to love yourself, love your fellow brothers and sisters, do no harm, and to manifest anything you can imagine. You came here to direct and manage energy. And I explain a lot of this in my book, Manifest Anything You Can Imagine. So please tune in to what we're doing. Our message, when people ask me, Papi, what is your message? I've got books, I've got a lot of different things, but it all comes down to one word. Our message at Papi Mindset Coach is a message of love. It's that simple. This entire universe, the most important universal law is the universal law of love. My fellow brothers and sisters, this universe makes more sense than you could ever imagine. It is tilted more in your favor than you can ever imagine. You're given all gifts, all power, all ability inside of you to be able to manifest anything you can imagine. But a lot of our fellow brothers and sisters don't understand or recognize this power that's within them. Every word that you speak, how powerful you are, my fellow brothers and sisters, every word that you speak, single individual words, words carry meaning, words carry vibration, and words carry frequency. Every word you speak is taken action on by the universe. This ether that is all around us is a living, breathing, intelligent, thinking substance that acts on your thoughts, acts on your words, acts on your emotions, acts on your feelings, acts on your actions, and acts on these words that you speak, each individual word. The universe is listening to you so closely, just however extraordinary you can imagine, multiply that times a gazillion is how intensely the universe is listening to you. And when you speak this into the universe, is how much you're loved, into this ether, into what has created everything, all knowledge, all power. You've got access to everything of all time to be able to manifest anything you can imagine. However powerful you are, my fellow brothers and sisters, again, multiply it by a gazillion. I know you are extraordinarily more powerful than you think you are. I know you are more able to produce and manifest and create more than you can ever imagine. I know the gift that's within you. I know what's inside of you, and that's why I'm here. That's why Papi's here, Papi Mindset Coach, why I'm here. That's why I came here. That's why I was sent here, to help you to further elevate and purify your life, for you to be able to step into your true self, to step into your truth, health, wealth, love, happiness, relationships, experiences, spirituality. My fellow brothers and sisters, when the happiness research came out a decade or a little bit longer ago, it was a big breakthrough that if you can just be happy, I'm oversimplifying the research, but if you can just be happy, that's the key to everything. Because if you're happy, it solves pretty much everything. So if you're happy, that's the key. And I suggest to you, my fellow brothers and sisters, what is it that places you in the highest degree of happiness? What is it? And you can stop me whenever I get to one that you think it is. It's how much money you have, that you have $1 million, $10 million, $100 million. It's how much you party, alcohol, drugs, sex, whatever you think, that you own a house, that you own $1 million house, that you own 2 houses, you own 3 houses, that you own a company, that you own a boat, that you own a yacht, that you are tied into your level of consciousness. That's the winner. None of those other things I mentioned have anywhere near the correlation to you being happy as to your level of consciousness. If you can just envision Pappy, imagine me, you've seen pictures of me on stages, wherever it may be, and just think of my belt buckle on my pants, anything below there. Think of a number on my belt buckle of 200. Let's say at the midpoint of my body and yours, we're vibrating at a level of 200. Anything below 200, you are in a negative state of vibration. You're in a negative state of vibration. Just think, to make it oversimplify it, the bottom of your feet are vibrating at a 1. If you weren't vibrating at all, you would not be processing oxygen. When Buddha said, you will become what you think, you will attract what you feel, and you will create what you imagine, you will attract what you feel. If you're sending out vibrations, think about down by your knees at a level of 100, fear, worry, doubt, anxiety, anger, violent thoughts, illness, bad health, whatever it is, my fellow brothers and sisters, that's all that you can draw into your life. That is how powerful you are. You are in control of this. You control the whole entire process. And it all starts with your imagination and or your ideas and or your thoughts. That kicks off the entire process because you haven't just had a thought. I thought for decades and decades, my fellow brothers and sisters, when I had a thought, it was just a thought. It was coming from my conscious. My thoughts aren't coming from there. When I was able to, well, some do rather. Some come from our conscious mind, but the most powerful ones we want to identify are the thoughts that are coming from our subconscious mind. Access to all knowledge and all power of all time. This is the ability you have to think a thought. And when you think that thought, you are not just thinking a thought, you have gathered with the world's largest butterfly net in front of you energy, the ether that's in and around us that has the energy and life of everything. You have gathered that, and what you think about is just like a bullseye. Think of it up in the sky that you have directed that energy towards that bullseye. You're thinking a thought of bad health, of illness. That's where you directed that energy. That's your target. That's what it's going to hit. That's what is going to start to bring into form. St. Andrew Carnegie said, any thought that you focus on that's either feared or revered, either good or bad. That's how powerful you are, my fellow brothers and sisters. You can't just be given one side of the coin. You've been given access to all knowledge and all power of all time. It's like you have a loaded handgun in your hand. You need to be extraordinarily careful where you point it. You've got access to all knowledge and all power of all time, both good or bad. Any thought that you focus on is either feared or revered will begin to immediately clothe itself in the most convenient and applicable forms possible. The universe does this. That's how powerful you are. That's why you tuned in today. Your subconscious mind said, listen to the podcast, listen to what Papi has to say, listen to the universal message, this divine wisdom, this ancient wisdom that I'm sharing with you today. That is what got you tuned into this, tune into our podcast today. So I want to thank you so much, my fellow brothers and sisters. The power that you have inside of you, I am so happy and grateful now that we live within a perfect and infinite universe of universes, all operating under perfect and infinite universal laws. And these perfect and infinite universal laws, my fellow brothers and sisters, they are the rules of the game. You are in the game of life, and these are the rules of the game, is how important this is. I'm even more happy and grateful now that you and I and Mikey and Kim, that we were all brought here today. And we're all being informed and educated as to this perfect world, perfect thought world, and perfect thought universe, all operating ready, willing, and able in our favor. And I'm most happy and grateful now for all of us that the creator of all knows your and our names and truly desires for us to co-create. And that is the key word, to co-create with source, to be able to manifest anything you could imagine. My brothers and sisters, manifest again is just a fancy word for creating. I only offer suggestions, but I know this is ringing in your subconscious mind like a bell, like the most beautiful bell ever that you've ever heard. You came here to create. You have this power. I am a teacher. I am the teacher. That is why I'm here, to help you to develop a manifesting lifestyle on your manifesting journey. So thank you so much for joining us today. Namaste, my wonderful fellow brothers and sisters. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Pappy, for setting us up like that. That retreat sounds super exciting. I'm like, that's something to look forward to. Can you imagine just taking a deep dive with Pappy like that, like one-on-one? That's awesome. And I know you've been doing that since the start. You've been doing teaching classes in India. You've been to Utah, Georgia, Florida, New York, California. You've been everywhere. But the best thing about modern technology is the Zooms. And I know that that way everyone can see you whenever and they able to interact with you. And I know a few months ago you recently hosted an Eventbrite Manifest Anything You Can Imagine Zoom webinar. And I would love to hear about that experience that you've had.
Yes, thank you, Mikey. And yeah, the Eventbrite manifesting you can imagine webinar went extraordinarily well. And it's always fascinating, as you said, Mikey, how I don't say how small our world has become. But when we're doing anything online, we got brothers and sisters on the Zooms from all across the United States. Of course, is where we're based. We're in the eastern part of the United States, but from country after country across the globe on multiple continents. And it's just absolutely fascinating. And the vibration is just so awe-inspiring, so wonderful for our fellow brothers and sisters who come to the event. So anytime we attempt at Papi Mindset Coach to do as many give back, it's all about paying it forward. It's all about where purpose meets profit. And it's all about having an impact through what we do and also through my 501c3 charity. I'm here to give for the rest of my life as much as I possibly can. And my fellow brothers and sisters, as you've heard me say before, the most important thing I can give you is knowledge. The most important thing I can give you is ancient wisdom. Ancient Eastern wisdom is how it's come through an awful lot. To give you this ancient wisdom for you to be able to manifest anything you can imagine. Again, as I said earlier, it's not, you don't access consciousness, your level of consciousness, and raise it by any of those material things in a 3D world that I mentioned before, cars and boats and houses and wild parties and anything. No, that is not how you raise your level of consciousness. You raise your level of consciousness through your awareness. And it's like a slinky. If any of you have ever seen the metal toy, the spring that usually goes down a stair, it goes down a stair. Then when weight gets to more, it goes down another step, another step, another step. Think of this as a slinky going up a set of stairs. As you become more conscious, it's moving up and you become more aware. The more conscious you become, the more aware you become. The more aware you become, the more conscious you become, and it keeps on going up and up those stairs. So my fellow brothers and sisters, this is a gift that's available to each and every one of you. Each and every one of you. You are an eternal, ethereal, spiritual being having a limited physical experience. You are endless. I can't share any more positive information with you, more positive today than you are endless. There is no end to you. There is no end to your life. You've been given free will to do whatever you so desire, and you can make it come true through manifesting and creating anything you can imagine. You have this power inside of you. You're endless, eternal, ethereal, spiritual being having a limited physical experience. You have a perfect spirit, perfect spiritual spark, and a perfect spiritual DNA. This perfection is the same as the creator. That is how you're able to co-create. This is how you are an extension of source energy and how you are able to co-create with source energy. You are the finite. You are the finite reporting back to the infinite, to the infinite, the creator of all. You are reporting back. You are sharing information. We live in an energy field within a field of consciousness, not just we human beings, but every living creature that's been created. There's beauty in everything. There's source in everything. Us, every creature, every animal, every plant, every tree. Trees carry more knowledge than anyone could ever imagine. Water carries more consciousness, and water carries consciousness like we do as human beings, my fellow brothers and sisters. I ask you to awaken to the marvel that is all around you. I ask you to awaken to this genius and to the marvel all around you and understand that you've been given these gifts. You don't need any money in your bank account. Don't need to own anything for you to be able to manifest anything you can imagine. So, Mikey, that's a great example from the recent Eventbrite webinar we just did. I'll be referring back to that some more in a little bit because there was just some wonderful, beautiful, great vibrations were flowing out of there. So, thank you for picking it out for today.
Absolutely. That was my next thing I was gonna say. Like, the Zooms are great because you're actually connecting with Pappy in real time. Like, you are, like, face to face with him. He's talking to you in real time. You never know what he's gonna say or do, and it's always exciting. So I highly recommend that the next time he has one of those that you sign up for that. Um And Pappy always wants to set us up for success. And speaking of signing up, I would encourage you all to go to his mailing list and sign up for his 2 free concepts to live by that he sends to everybody. It's just a reminder that, repetition is our key to manifesting. And with so much negativity around us, it's just great to get these concepts to live by in your actual email. It just lifts your spirits when you see them come through. So, Pappy, which one are we talking about today?
Yeah, Mikey, that was a great point you just made about repetition. Repetition is so key, Mikey, as you just stated that my fellow brothers and sisters, you have potentially heard me say the first 7 years you were on earth, when I talk about that stick figure, the most important image that I've ever witnessed in my life, if you can envision a large circle around my head with a horizontal line through the middle, put a C in the top half of the circle for your conscious mind, put an SC in the bottom half of that circle for your subconscious mind, a little line going down to a smaller circle, put a B in that for your body, a line up on each side for your arms and your hands, a line down on each side for your legs and your feet. And it's your conscious mind working in harmony with your subconscious mind, working in harmony with your body. This is your mind. Your mind is not your brain, my fellow brothers and sisters. It is your conscious mind working in harmony with your subconscious mind, working in harmony with your body. The impression of increase, Mikey, is the one I know that the big one. We'll focus on one today that we just sent out this recent week. And the point I was leading up to with the stick figure is that subconscious mind portion of your stick figure, my fellow brothers and sisters, was not protected by your conscious mind the first 7 years that you were here on planet Earth, that you were living, and everything. Remember what I said about Andrew Carnegie earlier in today's show? Any thought, either feared or revered, and this is that you state or that your subconscious mind hears stated by any other source that's not canceled or rejected, it takes that in as gospel and it starts working on it. So, my fellow brothers and sisters, there is a lot of limiting thoughts that have come into your subconscious mind. And that's why when Mikey just mentioned how important repetition is, that's what Papi's here for. You can't imagine, just we're very optimistic here, but let's just think about this from a realistic terms for a second. If you've had hundreds of thousands of negative thoughts that have gone into your subconscious mind over years and years or decades, it may not be enough to have one positive thought and counterbalance those hundreds of thousands. It may not be enough to have 10 positive thoughts to counterbalance those. So this is why I talk about your daily rituals, your waking ritual, your sleeping ritual, your rituals throughout the day. And this is about the fact that I believe you are on a manifesting journey, and Papi is here to help you build the greatest, most wonderful, awe-inspiring, exciting manifesting lifestyle. And a big part about this manifesting lifestyle was just Mikey was just explaining to you was the repetition that's contained within it. And you're not going to certainly be perfect or anywhere near to it every day. But when you start having 80 positive thoughts out of 100 thoughts, when you used to have 80 negative thoughts out of 100 thoughts, my fellow brothers and sisters, the world is your oyster. You can have anything that you so desire. You can manifest anything that you so desire, as long as it does not take away from a fellow brother or sister of yours, and it does not harm a fellow brother and sister of yours, and certainly so it never ever perpetuates evil. But so long as it does not take away or harm a fellow brother and sister, you can manifest anything you can imagine. Universe makes $1 million like it makes a carrot in the ground, like it makes a blade of grass, like it makes a grain of sand on the beach, like it makes a drop of water in the ocean. We're thinking in limited human 3D terms. We're in the big shift to the new earth. We're going from 3D to 5D. This has been a thousand year process, and it's happening right now. It's already started. I just offer you suggestions, my fellow brothers and sisters. You came here for a reason. Your subconscious mind delivered you here today. I ask you to follow me till you find one of two things not to be true. Either I'm lying or I don't know what I'm talking about. You'll never find either of those to be true. Stay with this, open your mind, open your subconscious mind, and follow us. The recent concept to live by that I sent out was impression of increase. And this one, Mikey, is so important and so powerful. My fellow brothers and sisters, I want you to deliver your impression of increase to your fellow brothers and sisters. It gets back to what I said from Buddha earlier. You will become what you think. You will attract what you feel. When you send these vibrations out of you, it is being received. Our fellow brothers and sisters hear more of what we're saying without us saying a word than you can ever imagine. This entire universe communicates primarily through telepathic means, non-verbal, non-linguistic. You're already communicating with your fellow brothers and sisters with the energy you're sending out, with the vibration you're sending out, with the frequencies you're sending out. Believe me, you start sending out frequencies. I talk in my book, Manifesting You Can Imagine. You want to send out a wonderful high frequency that you are an advancing personality, that you're advancing, you're moving forward. You want to send out positive energy. And what I'm talking about here is you want to send out what I refer to as your impression of increase. My fellow brothers and sisters, I'll just ask you, answer in your head. If you're driving, if you feel like talking to somebody, you listen to me in the car, I just ask you, have you felt anything of my advancing personality, my impression of increase, or my positive energy today? Just ask yourself that. I think most you would say yes. I set my intentions before today's podcast. This is what I'm looking to deliver to you. Anyone can do this. I came from the most mentally impoverished background regarding finances. My grandparents grew up in the slums of Naples, Italy, in the ghettos of Warsaw, Poland. My mother and father were born at the very beginning of the Great Depression here in the United States, the worst financial calamity in over 200 years in the United States. It was such a limiting belief in my household regarding money and finances and everything around it. I'm nothing special. I'm a former football player. I played football in high school and college. I'm not some genius. I'm not some special. I'm not some silver spoon. I learned all this. I've been blessed by the universe to have this information and this ancient wisdom delivered to me. And I'm devoting the rest of my life of sharing it with you. Deliver your impression of increase, no matter who you deal with. And no one, don't ever make the mistake, my fellow brothers and sisters, of judging a fellow brother and sister and thinking that someone is beneath you. Someone's not of any value. We are all of equal value. You've heard the old saying, if you want to know the true value, true worth, or you truly want to know someone, rather, spend some time with them. How do they treat a person who's bussing tables in a restaurant? How do they treat a person opening a door? How do they treat a person, a fellow brother and sister who's changing the oil in their car? How do you treat a brother or sister who there is no value, no apparent value in it for you? Because a lot of our fellow brothers and sisters will treat other brothers and sisters better than average or play up to them because they think there's something in it for them. But for anyone in your life who can add no apparent value to you, how do you treat them? I'm so happy and grateful. And I treat every person, every fellow brother and sister I meet, as if they are the most important person on earth. When you start to get better at this, my fellow brothers and sisters, at manifesting, at learning these universal laws and getting better at your daily ritual, etc., never make the mistake to start filling yourself and then start looking at other fellow brothers and sisters and saying anything negative. Anything that you say, my fellow brothers and sisters, negative about anyone else is the same exact as saying it about yourself. Oh, look at them. They're stupid. Oh, look, they'll never be successful. Oh, this guy or this girl, they're dumb. Whatever else. You never, ever. That's judging a fellow brother and sister. And you're putting that on yourself. I will guarantee you this. You're saying it's exactly as if you're saying that about yourself. You'll never manifest anything you can imagine. You'll never be activated and manifest proactively, positively on a regular basis, anything you could imagine if you are talking or thinking negative thoughts about your fellow brothers and sisters. Universal law of allowance. You're not here to manage anyone or manage anything. You let your fellow brothers and sisters are on their own journey. You let them do what they do. You let them do what they do. Universal law of allowance, let them do what they do. Stop worrying about their business. Stop making comments about them. Stop judging them and focus on yourself. Let's get to the task at hand. Let's start working on what you came here for you to manifest, and you can imagine, for you to learn to harness and direct and manage energy. Impression of increase. As you start to elevate your vibration, I mentioned your level of consciousness, my fellow brothers and sisters. You get your vibration up above your belt buckle. I'm just using an image to help you out. You start getting it up to your abdomen, to your chest, to your higher. Let's say the top of your head is 400. As it starts to get in your upper torso, you are sending out a positive vibration. That's that cell phone I talk about all the time. The upper half of your body, my fellow brothers and sisters, very simply, If your vibration is above your midsection, the upper half of your body, which you're sending out to the entire universe, all your 8 billion plus fellow brothers and sisters, you are living in a joyful state. You're living in a joyful state. You are sending out a joyful vibration frequency. If you are thinking and living and acting in the lower half, sending out a low vibration, 50, 150, whatever it may be, 100, you're in a state of suffering. You're in a suffering state. Can you think of any of your fellow brothers and sisters, family members, or anyone who's in a suffering state? I know you've already thought of at least one, probably a handful, possibly a handful. And you can see how they get stuck in that state. Does it almost seem to you that they enjoy suffering, staying in that state? I'll never amount to anything. I can't do this. Somebody else got dealt a better hand. I got dealt a bad hand. I'll never be successful. I never get any breaks. I didn't get any breaks. I got done dirty. And they're just rolling around in it, and they're suffering. Just rolling around in it. You will never, ever manifest anything you can imagine. All of our fellow brothers and sisters, no matter how much they may be stuck in a state of suffering, of low vibration, they and anyone can elevate out of there and elevate to a level of vibration and frequency that will bring prosperity into their life. Not something okay, not above average, to what they, in their own words, would define as prosperity. Any of our fellow brothers and sisters can do this. So I thank you again, Mikey, for the impressive increase. That just opened a whole door because it's so powerful. And thank you for including that in today's show.
It really is so powerful, and yet it can be so simple. I mean, it's you have the ability to leave every person that you encounter feeling better about themselves and feeling that they have gained something by interacting with you. That is that's like a superpower. And when you talk to someone positive like Pappy, you can't help but feel energized. I think and it's just, a simple concept to live by. Just make everybody you come in contact with feel better about themselves. It's pretty simple. So, oh, Pappy has, so much knowledge, 7 decades of knowledge, he likes to say, and, he always has a coaching tip for us to help us manifest the law of attraction. And Pappy, which one are you sharing today?
Yeah, thank you, Mikey. And whenever you and I were preparing for the show, and Kim, and again, I thank both of you for doing such a great job. I love both of your energy. You both make our podcast what it is. Thanks to both of you. Um, the young gentleman who was on that Eventbrite that we were talking about, Mike, he was on that the live webinar, had contacted us shortly after, and it was a young gentleman from India. And again, I'm from previous generations. I'm a little bit older than the supermajority of our listeners in the audience, and I'm still so grateful and so appreciative and thankful to be doing something that we're getting contact from our fellow brothers and sisters all across Europe, South America, Asia, Africa, Australia, India, all across the globe. This young gentleman contacted us, sent a note, and it was on what I said. I looked at the show, Mikey. The Eventbrite was basically focusing on the power of ancient wisdom. And the young gentleman, again, this gentleman is not a client or anything. He was just a young gentleman who had his first interaction ever with Papi Mindset Coach on a live webinar. He wrote us and said, "My mind has been officially blown!" Exclamation point. His exclamation point, not mine, Mikey. Mine is officially blown. I just wrapped up an amazing workshop with the best-selling author and top wealth manager, Papi DiNuzzo. Papi is the author of the incredible Manifest and Growth book. He shared powerful insights and simple, effective techniques for turning dreams into tangible, actionable results. As a general bonus, he even gifted me a copy of his book, exclamation point. I'm truly grateful for the knowledge and the inspiration to embrace intentional, focused work in both my career and my personal life. Thank you, Pappy, for sharing your wisdom and supporting our growth. My fellow brothers and sisters, if you can read that or you just heard that, if you can listen to it again, can you just feel the positive energy coming from this young gentleman? The uplifting, how this struck him. This is the first time in his life, And I remind you, if you listen to Papi, you have already today received more of this wonderful, awe-inspiring, life-changing information I'm sharing with you today than my Italian grandma Rose, my Italian grandfather Patsy Pasquale, my Polish grandmother Anna, my Polish grandfather Joe, my mother Phyllis, and my father Natal, my father Ned, that all of them combined in their entire lives, hundreds of combined years they lived on earth, you've heard more of this awe-inspiring secret, this awe-inspiring secret to success than they heard their entire life. And I just ask you, if you'd like to go back and listen to this again, what I just shared, that this young gentleman wrote from just one interaction, one 45-minute or 1 hour interaction. I'm here to shine universal light. Think of you as a dormant seed that's been in the ground, that's in the field, in a farm. I'm shining universal light sunlight on you. I'm bringing water and sunlight, and you're starting to grow. And look at Garish, was this young gentleman's name, how much he grew, which is an hour of interaction, how much we touched him at Papi Mindset Coach. And again, my fellow brothers and sisters, this has nothing to do with me. This has nothing to do with our whole team. We are just the messenger here to serve you, serve our fellow brothers and sisters, and to deliver this ancient wisdom and divine knowledge to have you recognize, to help you recognize the divine, sovereign being that you are with unlimited creative powers you've been given. So thank you so much, Mikey. That was just such a great event. And that one gentleman's analysis or response to it and feedback, it's just so powerful. And I'm so grateful for that, how we touched him and how we've been able to touch so many.
Well, there you go. That's the perfect example of an impression of increase. You left Jarish feeling better about himself. So, I mean, there it is. There's proof.
Yeah.
You always say, like, this has all been proven. This is not some woo-woo stuff. So, there you go.
Universal.
And another thing that you recommend that everyone does is your affirmations. And you always say that the most two powerful words are I am, I capital A, capital M. And your affirmations are always in the present tense. I am so happy and grateful now. Can you share yours with us that you have today?
Yes, thanks, Mikey. Yeah, we like to share an affirmation on every podcast. And as Mikey said, I always recommend spelling M, capital A, capital M. You're recognizing the divine power that's within you, this divine power that you've been given, your connection to source, your connection to the creator of all, this perfect spirit, perfect spiritual name, perfect spiritual spark that resides and lives within you. I am so happy. We remind you over and over again, your thoughts start the process, and your emotions and your feelings are the secret sauce. When you add this secret sauce to that initial sort of match that lights this fire, the thoughts that started this entire process, that's the secret spot. That's the secret sauce where the magic starts to happen. So I am so happy and grateful. My fellow brothers and sisters, gratitude is in a tie for the most important thing you possibly can do. Universe shows me over and over again that we're breaking this energy cycle, that something good is being done to us or for us, and we're not giving thanks, we're not giving appreciation, and we're not giving gratitude. And then that circle, that connection, that momentum just stops and just falls flat. It's like instead of keeping that tire rotating and moving, you get a flat tire, and now the tire's flat and you're not going anywhere because you haven't responded accordingly. If someone or something or anything or situations, whatever it may be, come into your favor, someone has done and planning you something nice to you or for you, give that brother or sister thanks. Let them know that you appreciate them. Give them gratitude of equal and or even greater importance. Give gratitude to source, to the creator of all. When you give gratitude in advance of anything physically being delivered to you in 3D in your physical hand, it's the most powerful thing you could possibly do to visualize that and give gratitude in advance. I say, Mikey, to beak it, BEAK. My fellow brothers and sisters, believe it. That's the B in beak. Believe it. The E is expect it. The A is for assume it. The K is for know, KNOW, to know it. My fellow brothers and sisters, if you believe it, if you expect it, if you assume this feeling of the wish fulfilled, and you know it in your heart of hearts before it has been delivered to you, There are no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It is on its way to you. It's not an if. It's only a when. You don't worry about why or how it's going to happen. It's on its way. You keep the positive thoughts and you keep doing your efficient, inspired, joyful action to keep this momentum going, and it will be delivered to you. And your target may be, if you think of a clock or a wristwatch, the number 12 at the top of the clock, you may think that that's your goal, your faith goal. I say that's your largest goal. You've got your most important experiences throughout the day and then your smaller mini experiences, but your one big faith goal to multiply whatever you want beyond anything right now in your current 3D life. You may be looking at that 12 on the clock, and the universe knows what's best for you. Divine knows what's best, divine orchestration, divine synchronicity. Maybe you will be delivered at exactly what is on your target at that 12. But also maybe you'll be delivered something a little bit over to the side, the number 10 or number 11 on a clock or wristwatch. Maybe to the other side, number 1 or number 2. Maybe it's a little bit off, it's a little bit different, but it will be delivered. And when it is delivered into you, and it's been delivered into your physical 3D life, and you take a look at it, it will hit you like a ton of bricks. This isn't exactly what I asked for. But BUT, it's greater than what I could have ever asked for. I thought what my goal was, my faith goal was the best thing I could possibly have in health, wealth, love, happiness, relationships, experiences, or spirituality. But I am loved so much and so deeply and so genuinely that what was delivered to me, delivered to you, my fellow brothers and sisters, is greater than what you even thought was the best possible outcome. Believe me, you will see it happen over and over again. So we say our affirmations, intentions, and prayers. I teach all three, and there's other techniques as well, but we don't need any more than that. And they're all basically the same. You're starting with a thought, whether it's an affirmation, intention, or prayer, and you're applying positive, you want to apply positive energy, positive feelings and emotions to it. So it's a thought, and you're applying emotions and feelings to it. And that's where the magic happens. So our affirmation for today: I am so happy and grateful now that I believe that universal intelligence, its source is creative energy, works to the established channels of natural growth and the existing economic, industrial, and social order. This highway has been built, my brothers and sisters. It's already been built out. All you have to do is how to understand how to access it, and it's on its way to you. So thank you, Mikey, for a wonderful affirmation today.
Thank you for sharing that with us. And now we've come to the part where we get to ask Papi a question. If you have a question for Papi, you can submit it to the Ask Papi link at the top of his website. And one of our listeners wants to know, Papi, why do I have to have clear intentions when I am manifesting?
Yes, my fellow brothers, this falls under the category that starts off with the big picture. We have up to 60,000 thoughts per day. 80% of them for our brothers and sisters across planet Earth, unfortunately, are negative. Even more, unfortunately, 90% of them are recurring. So I'll make the math. Those are really big numbers. Let's use smaller numbers. So for every five thoughts our fellow brothers and sisters have, 4 of them are negative. And almost all 4 of those are recurring, something negative we're thinking about over and over. 3 out of 4 of those 4 every day, we're thinking about something negative that happened to us or we're worried about happening over and over and over. So we want to have clear, positive intentions when we're manifesting. We want to be thinking clear and positive. We want to be very specific. The more specific we can be, my fellow brothers and sisters, with our affirmations, intentions, or prayers, the better. I am so happy and grateful now that think about how you feel. Think about how you feel that you've already received what it is, what your faith 10x, what your faith goal is, or your most important experience, one of your 3 or up to 6 most important experiences, or your many intentions. You've already received it. Think of how it feels. Visualize it. Smell the environment. You think about you're purchasing a dream house, or the first house you've ever purchased in your life. Maybe you're having family and friends over. You're having a barbecue out back. What's being cooked on the grill? What are the smells in the house? Maybe you've got a candle burning. You like candles, incense, whatever it is, whatever you smell. Maybe you could be close to the water. There's a certain beautiful just smell and texture when you're close to the water, the clean, fresh air in the mountains. It smells so different, clean and crisp. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you feel? What do you touch? Bring all your senses into it, having the clearest intentions possible. The clearer you are, my fellow brothers and sisters, and the clear your emotions and feelings that are attached to those thoughts, ideas, and imagination, the better that you're placing that on its way to you to be delivered to you, the goal that you're thinking about, the most important experience or the mini experience throughout the day. So clear intentions, clarity of thought. I say, put your big boy pants on, put your big girl pants on. You have this power. Step into it. Don't be tentative. Be very specific. Be confident. My fellow brothers and sisters, the universe says over and over again, Papi, nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible. There's always a way. My fellow brothers and sisters, why nothing is impossible and there's always a way is that every possible future outcome for you is already in existence. It's waiting for you. The universe is waiting for you to take action, either good or bad. Positive thoughts or negative thoughts, when you launch this, the universe is right next to you. All resources, all assets, all opportunities, all individuals, every single thing you need is ready, willing, and able to you. So your future reality is waiting on you. And how are you going to direct it? How are you going to direct it? Your reality is waiting for you. Every possible future outcome, the best health you can ever imagine, or well below average health, the greatest love, wonderful love in your life, or if you want to consider below average love, whatever that may be in your life, the greatest health, the worst health, the greatest wealth, the worst wealth, the greatest love, the worst love, and so on. It's already willing and able for you, my fellow brothers and sisters. You cannot solely, solely, solely just have one side of the coin. You've been given all this power and free will to draw into your life the universal law of attraction, manifesting law of attraction. You are a magnet. You are a magnet. Like attracts like. There's universal law of balance is one of the top universal laws, universal law of balance. You cannot just be able to bring positive into your life without negative. You're given all this power. Be extraordinarily careful how you use it. Call in positive, imagine positive, ideas of things that are positive, thoughts of things that are positive, feelings and emotion of things that are positive. Draw it into your life. Every possible outcome that you could ever imagine is ready, willing, and just waiting there for you to draw it in.
Thank you. You know, manifestation to me is kind of like a GPS. You know, you can't get into your car and just say, I want to go somewhere nice. You have to have a specific address. You have to set clear intentions, and the universe will give you what you want. It will take you exactly where you need to be. So thank you for
Place your
that.
order with the universe. Yes, Mikey, place your order with the universe.
Kathy, your book, Manifest Anything That You Can Imagine, is available on audio and in the physical copy. And the best thing about your book are the quotes that start each chapter. And I know that you have one that you're going to share with us today.
Yeah, the quotes are so powerful. One quote can almost have the same impact as an entire book, I think, sometimes. And the one Mikey picked out today from chapter 7 is a quote regarding gratitude. The law of gratitude is a universal law and includes, in part, that action and reaction are always equal and in opposite directions. In other words, the gratitude you give to universal intelligence, to source, is returned equally to you. Be continuously grateful that not only does universal intelligence and source know your name, but it also truly loves you and emotionally desires for you to co-create with it and live your best life every single day. Papi DiNuzzo. So thank you, Mikey, for picking out such a beautiful quote today. That's just so beautiful.
It is a great quote to end the show with, and it's a great reminder to go out and live your best life every single day.
Yes.
If you're a successful entrepreneur looking to take your business life and impact to the next level, the Papi DiNuzzo Mindset Manifestation Mastermind may be the answer for you. This is where high level strategy aligns with ancient wisdom within a room full of purpose meets profit entrepreneurs who are dedicated to elevating their mindset, their energy, their results, and their fellow brothers and sisters. If you're ready to manifest, grow, stretch, and really step into the next higher version of yourself, this mastermind was built for you. Thank you so much, Papi, and I know that you have a closing ready for us.
Thank you, Mike. And I remind our fellow brothers and sisters that the two most important words in any language are I am. I am. Be extraordinarily careful, my brothers and sisters, of whatever word you place after that. I am loved. I am healthy. I am wealthy versus I am no good. I am terrible. I am never going to amount to anything. It has launched a ship in completely opposite different directions. So I also recommend capitalizing the A and the M to recognize this divine spiritual spark that's inside of you, this gift that you've been given to manifest anything you can imagine. So I say to you, my fellow brothers, in closing, I am, I am, I am, I am. I want to thank you so much for joining us today. I am so very grateful, appreciative, and thankful to you for joining us today. I'm sending you love and light, truth and goodness, awakening, inner knowing and remembrance, and most importantly, positive energy to you at this very moment in time. My fellow brothers and sisters, thank you so much for joining us. Look forward to seeing you again very soon. I am that I am. Thank you so much. Namaste.
Namaste.
That's a wrap for this episode of Manifest Anything You Can Imagine podcast. Keep those dreams big and your mindset unstoppable. Take one step today toward the life you're manifesting because you can create anything you imagine. If you can think it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. Visit papimindsetcoach.com for more resources and follow us at Papi Mindset Coach on social platforms for daily inspiration. If you love this episode, share it with someone ready to transform their life. Until next time, stay focused, stay positive, and keep on manifesting your best life. See you soon.